YouTube! As you can see, we are currently on my single-player creative world and not the server. You can also see that we're looking at this nifty little thing I made last time, my primitive little item unloader system that we worked on. The reason we're here looking at this one again is because I had a few people send me actually what I requested. I asked for people to see if they could make this smaller, which it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, who cares, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I count that one because you gotta have it, or else the cart's just gonna go flying off. So it is 5 by 6. Two people sent me their submissions for this, just, hey, made it shorter, and I decided to go ahead and feature them because they did a great job on these. The first one was by, and I'm gonna hopefully not butcher the name here because it's a screen name and who knows how some of these are pronounced sometimes. I believe it is Hukota7? Hukota, I think? Hukota7. He sent me this version, which mine being 6 by 5, his is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So he eliminates this whole row and this whole row and gets it a little bit smaller in here. His system will go on ahead and I'll show it to you exactly as he sent it to me. Hit the button, does the same thing. Now he is able to do it without my piston here, which makes this a little bit cheaper. You don't have to have a slime ball. Now, I know slime balls aren't exactly that hard anymore now that slimes will spawn a little better. But it's still a little bit easier to make. You just got to have your detector rail. It powers through there, and the repeater, I guess, gives it just long enough on this design that it turns it off. Now, one problem I have found with it. Let's go on ahead, and I might be wrong. Oh, no, I got to put... Okay, so when he sent me the design, I was doing a few tests earlier. There is a block right there, and you'll see that in the image. I'm going to link his Imgur, I think is what it is called. I've never actually said the name of that site to anyone, so I'm hoping that Imgur is the correct name of the site, or I'm going to sound really silly. Right there's the block. Now, if you look at his images, that block's there. But that block... Oh, good, I have it in my inventory. I'll show you what happens. It comes over here to start depositing. And you see that it's filling this one up, or it's passing them through, but this one's locked. And it's because of that block right there. Now, I tried it without that portion of redstone. It doesn't work. So the redstone has to be exactly like it is here, but I believe that is the piece causing it to lock, and so until that is completely empty, here in a second it'll send it back. There we go. Now this one can unload. Now the problem with that is that you can only send enough to fit in here, one piece over, and that right there is never gonna unlock and send the cart back. Now, like I said, I did a few tests, and simply by breaking that block, we can grab that really quick, and we'll run over here, and I'll show you what happens. Getting rid of that one little block allows it to flow freely, doesn't mess anything up, so now it's just going. And instead of stopping in that, it's stopping here in the chest. Other than that, I figure he didn't find that out just because he was, making sure it worked. He did a great job. I mean, I'm kind of not sure on some of this. Like, I know this is turning that signal off. I know that this piece was very key because I forgot to put in this one little piece of redstone, and none of it worked. Other than that, I mean, he did a great job on here. I mean, it's one row shorter and one width row shorter. So this is a little bit better, and again, like I said, no sticky piston, which is really what I was wanting to get rid of. He did a great job on this, and I'm going to go ahead and just grab this out so we can use it on the next one. So that is Hukata7, or Hukota7. I should have asked them for like a little pronunciation guide on his name, but that's his, and I tested it out with the chest right there next to it, to see if maybe we could still leave that block. I mean, that block doesn't serve any purpose. But I tried testing it out with this chest right here beside it. And what happens is you have to put either a stair block or a slab here, so that way you can still open that and still get the cart to stop. But when this gets power back to it, the cart does not go, because it doesn't treat it like a whole block. So we have to essentially have it set up like this, with that piece broken. Otherwise, you just make sure that you only put items in the first 5, any more than that, and it's going to break it. And if you have that block there. So I'm going to go ahead and set it back up like it was. Whoops. So with the block there, we can't send as much. It still works, though. Without the block, we're able to send, a full cart over, and it'll fill up the chest. Now, the next design was by Food is Crack, and his is even smaller. And I'll go ahead and get rid of that later. I did that just that way you guys, wouldn't see both and be trying to look at the other project while I was looking at the first one. His goes down, so whereas Hokata, I'm just going to say number 7, whereas number 7 is 5 by 4, Food is Crack was able to get it down to 4 by 4. His pretty much just keeps it all condensed here. I'll go ahead and show you his in action. Throw our items in, turn it on. Comes right down here, starts sending everything in. And I made sure to test it, make sure there wasn't, the same kind of thing going on with that one. I put a block here with a chest and just pulled it forward. Both of them work just fine. Like I said, this one works fine too. It's just that extra block that causes it to lock over here. But Food is Crack, was able to condense it down even smaller. And I think his... I actually didn't test the third dimension here on these. 1, nothing on top of them. So 1, 2, and then you have to have this third layer for those to set on. So let's see, then over here we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then mine is 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So this one's smaller, but I guess just as tall. So length, width, and height. Both of these are the same height. His is just 1 shorter. And then they each essentially go down a little by little. His is still the same length there. And you've got to have it for that portion there. So I don't think you can get it any shorter than 4. But he was able to get this section down to 4. Not sure if that can be condensed anymore. I think it has to stop here. So he may have gotten this as small as it can be. I've already built on the server mine because I was a little impatient. While Joe, though, since he's building his in a cave system and he wants to go with the natural flow of the cave, we'll probably use one of these two because they're more compact. We'll be able to hide them in a wall a little bit easier. But all 3 of these, these 2 are much better than mine. But all 3 of them, are good for transporting your items back and forth. This can be, to and from base. This can be within your base if you've got a large area, or if you're just, trying to transport items over a long distance. You can use it however you want to. But that's that, so Hokata 7, I hope I'm saying that right, and Food is Crack. So those 2 guys did a great job. Down in my description, there will be links to images of both of theirs, basically exactly what they sent me, so that way if you guys want to make theirs, you don't have to try and pause it a whole bunch on mine just to get all these different angles. I built both of mine from the images they sent me, and they both seem like pretty cool guys, so if you like their stuff there, go ahead and look at both their Imgur accounts, and look at the rest of their stuff, see if they've got any more cool things. But that's what they made. Now for the rest of this video, because the server's down, I'm not sure how long it'll be down. I didn't think the whole changing hands was supposed to happen until later on in the month. So if that's what this is, or if this is something else, we might not have a server episode at the end of this week. There'll still be an episode. I'll just do my single player world, and we'll work on my fort, or maybe we'll just kind of look around at what all I've done, which isn't very much because I've been working on other things. But we'll still have an episode. It'll probably just be the single player. If we're on the server, we'll probably do a little bit more work on the dome, and we'll go look at the island, because once we're done with the dome, we're going to start working on the city that we're building on the island there, and that will be a good time. Hopefully we can do that at the end of this week. If not, we'll just be on the single player. So there we go. we've got these two great devices. I built that, like I said, just because didn't want you guys looking at the other one. So I'll go ahead and I will end it here. You guys have a great week, and if you guys do have any more ideas, go ahead and send them to me. If I only get one or two, then I'll probably just, have them in descriptions of future videos. If I get a whole ton, I mean, I'm not sure how much smaller we can get this. If you think of other ideas with it, like crazy sorting system using this, that'd be kind of neat. But go on ahead and send them to me, and if I get just one or two, I'll link them. If I get a whole bunch, we'll just have another episode of these things. I really like the responses on this one. I mean, some on Reddit, some on messages, and then the rest all on the comments on the video. So, I don't know. I'm just not that good with redstone, but I might try to do more with redstone in future episodes, but we'll have to wait and see if I can redstone as well as I want to redstone. Anyways, you guys have a great day, YouTube, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.